some 26 years later, on the 28th of June 1914, that a 19-year-old Bosnian Serb nationalist stepped forward in Sarajevo and fired a number of shots, which resulted in the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, Crown Prince of Austria, and his wife Sophie. This one act set in motion an unstoppable chain of events. On the 28th of July, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, and on the 1st of August, Germany declared war on Russia. By the 4th of August, Germany had declared war on France and invaded Belgium. Britain issued Germany with an ultimatum to withdraw by midnight, and, with no reply received, declared war on Germany. The British government's decision to go to war with Germany would have far-reaching consequences right across Britain and Ireland. Indeed, the next 4 years of war would dramatically and tragically impact on many individual men, women, and whole families right across the island. By the end of the conflict in 1918, many would make the supreme sacrifice by laying down their lives. In Ulster, old rivalries were forgotten as Unionists and Nationalists quickly volunteered to serve for the duration of the conflict in the British Army. Each side, however, had its own agenda. Unionists to demonstrate loyalty and support for their king and country, as well as maintaining the Union and British Empire. Nationalists, on the other hand, to support small nations like little Catholic Belgium, as well as trying to ensure the full implementation of Home Rule after the war. Whilst no one could have predicted it at the outset, it was inevitable that at some stage during the coming conflict, Protestant and Catholic volunteers would end up fighting side by side on the battlefields of France and Flanders. It was not long before the declaration of war had an immediate effect on local people. In late August and early September 1914, permission was granted for the formation of the 36th Ulster Division and the 10th and 16th Irish Divisions. This was the sign for wholesale recruiting campaigns by various regiments and battalions right across the island. Some chose to serve with regiments based in England, Scotland, and Wales. Others, who had emigrated just a few years earlier, joined contingents overseas, such as Gunner George W. King of the South African Heavy Artillery from Ballydown, and John Sims from Banbridge, who enlisted in the Australian Infantry. Many others opted for the Royal Artillery, Royal Garrison Artillery, Royal Engineers, or Royal Army Medical Corps, particularly if they had engineering or medical experience. Of course, the fact of young men joining up had mixed emotions in different people. Poet Catherine Tynan had 2 sons who served in the war, and her poem, Joining of the Colours, illustrates the contrasting emotions of the happy and courageous young men leaving for adventure, and the sadness of the mothers and those they were leaving behind. It will be read this afternoon by Mark Wilson and is accompanied by the musical march, Mari's Wedding, which was one of the tunes used on pipes and whistles as they marched off to war.
There they go, marching, all in step so gay, smooth-cheeked and golden. Blithely they go, as to a wedding day. Food for shells and guns, the mother's sons. The drab street stares to see them row on row, on the high tram tops, singing like the lark. Too careless gay for courage, singing they go into the dark. With tin whistles, mouth organs, any noise, they pipe the way to glory and the grave. Foolish and young, the gay and golden boys, love cannot save. High heart, high courage, the poor girls they kissed run with them. They shall kiss no more, alas. Out of the mist they stepped, into the mist, singing they pass.
1914, Belfast was economically booming. Dublin, for many, was thriving, but not for all. Dublin's slums were amongst the worst in Europe. Thousands lived in squalid conditions, where 1 in 3 families lived in one-roomed accommodations within tenements.